Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, now let's talk about why Frank Warren wanted Daniel Dubois to win. Why BT and Frank were, I wouldn't say disrespectful towards Joyce. I mean, some people felt that. But hey, they invested in Daniel Dubois. They believed he was going to win the fight. He was as high as a 4-1 favorite. But after Joyce's upset victory, and I watched the fight again, man, I can't believe Joyce won the fight just by throwing a fucking jab. It's unreal. The only thing I was impressed about Joyce was his conditioning, his ability to take punches, the big punches that he took in that fight, and that was it. It was amazing how he just practically threw just one punch, and it won him the fight. And Danny Dubois, all he had to do was slip the jab, catch and counter, parry the jab, move his head, but he hasn't been taught that in the gym because he has a bunch of yes men in his corner. I mean, I was very disappointed in Dubois' corner after watching the BT video that they posted of what we couldn't hear. I mean, they gave him no goddamn instructions. Keep your composure. This is the fight game. Man, what the fuck are you talking about? Fucking tell him how to avoid the jab. Tell him how to slip the jab. But of course, you didn't teach him that in the gym because everything's going all great. You know, you're knocking everybody out. But you can't just look at the good stuff. You also got to see what he has to work on, what he has to develop. But on the bright side, Dubois now knows what he has to improve on. He's got to improve his head movement. He's got to improve his defense because he got beat with a slow-ass jab that could have been slipped. So this is why Frank Warren wanted Danny Dubois to win. Obviously, Dubois was ranked number 2. He was right there on the verge of a title shot because he had the connections around him, the pulling power to get him ranked that high. Now look at Joyce. Now these are not the most updated rankings. I know Joyce will be higher ranked after beating Dubois, but however, he's not going to be in position to fight for a world title just yet, just because he beat Daniel Dubois. I mean, look how low Joyce was ranked, number 11 by WBO. He's number 11 by WBC. He's not even ranked by WBA, and he is ranked number 13 by the IBF. So this is the problem. Frank has an issue here. He can't even get Joyce a world title shot just yet. He has to put him into position, and I don't know what the hell's going on with Joyce. I mean, he has a little bit better resume than Dubois. He's ranked so much lower behind him because he got no pulling power. What's up, Sam Jones? You can talk all that shit, but you got no pulling power. You know, why don't you slip in, a few Benjamins towards Don Paco or Mauricio Suleiman? You know, Gilberto Mendoza. Like, why don't you, throw him a few bones to get him ranked higher? Because, right now, Joyce is not even in position to fight for a world title. Utik's going to end up fighting Joseph Parker for the vacant title because he's ranked number 3. And he's a former WBO champion. So Joyce is going to have to get into position, fight a fight or two are there. But with the renewing of the contract that Frank did with Joyce, obviously it's not a long-term deal. He's 35 years old. He just did it to protect himself in case Dubois did lose. But obviously Frank didn't think Dubois was going to lose. And not many other people did think a lot of people didn't think he was going to lose either. We all felt that Dubois was going to land first, which he did. He was going to land the big punches first, which he did. And that no matter how good Joyce's chin was, he'd never been hit with that type of power before in his career. And that's true. He hasn't been hit with that type of power before. But hey, man, he proved he's a rock. He's got an iron chin. and he was able to get the victory. But he's not in a position to even fight for a world title. So I believe what Frank's gonna do, because look, no champion's going to cherry pick him. Fury's not gonna fight Joyce just to fight him. Anthony Joshua's not gonna cherry pick him if he beats Kubrat Pulev. Usyk gonna end up fighting Parker for the vacant strap. So this is what I think Frank's gonna do. He's gonna get, Joyce a fight against a rated guy, try to climb up the rankings, just in case the rematch with Dubois can't happen in 2021. But I think that's gonna be the goal here for Frank. He's gonna try to make a rematch between Dubois and Joyce for 2021 with, a big crowd, with a gate, with a better setting, because he's not even in position to fight for a world title. He's not even close. With that victory, he's going to move up a few notches, but how much? I don't know, nowhere near the top 3 that I believe. There was no interim title at stake, so that really leaves Joyce kind of assed out for the time being. But he got his biggest victory. He's going to climb up the rankings, but man, it's unreal how he was ranked so low prior to this fight, even though he had a better resume than Dubois. Beat a former world champion, beat a former top contender. But this is why Frank was upset, man. It cost him millions of dollars. That's why he wanted Dubois to win, man. He was in position to fight for a world title. All he had to do was win one more fight, and he would have been fighting Usyk for the vacant title, or whatever would have happened with that WBO situation. But Frank wanted to make the good fight. He did. He delivered to the public. Props to him. Management-wise, it wasn't the best, smartest decision with Dubois on the verge of a world title shot. But he needed a real fight, man. He needed a real fight going into a world title challenge. But it's gonna be a lot of questions now about even though he lost, I was still impressed with what I saw. Other than his inability to defuse Joyce's jab, I still liked what I saw from Dubois offensively. And even though he was losing, he lost the first round, he was able to come back and put a few good rounds together and really land some good shots on Joyce. It just wasn't to be, man. He couldn't put him away. But now, Dubois has the injury, the broken orbital bone. It's gonna be tough to come back from. He could be possibly ruined. Hopefully not. But they took the risk, man. They felt he was gonna win, and he should have won, man. He should have won. But he had a terrible corner and didn't develop more defensive skills prior to this fight. But if Dubois is not ruined, and if he gets a rematch with Joyce, all he has to do is make 2 or 3 adjustments, man. All he has to do is take away Joyce's jab, because Joyce couldn't land much of anything besides it. It's unreal, man. It's unreal. If I would have bet on Dubois and lost like that, I'd be so pissed. But I didn't touch the fight. There was no value on Dubois and Joyce. I knew he was gonna get hit. I knew he was gonna get punched in the face, and I wasn't sure he was gonna be able to take that power, but he did. So that was the risk. That was the play. And a lot of questions going forward now. Now with Dubois being out for 5 months, is he gonna be ruined? Is the confidence going to be shattered? Hopefully not, man, because he really had a lot of potential. But now with this defeat, Now he knows what he needs to work on, and hopefully he can come back and still be a major force in the heavyweight division. Damn, man. It's too bad for Frank. It's too bad for Frank. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.